Shalom, shalom, Zion. So first of all, I want to give all praises to our mighty El, the great I am. And to our black brothers and sisters scattered to the four corners, stay alert because Satan is like a roaring lion, seeking anyone he can devour. So with that being said, we're going to call this lesson the birth pains of the awakening. Now, there's some things that we need to bring out, Zion. Now, some people are going to get upset, but you know what? I don't care, because I'm going to give it to you clean and dry, cut and straight. Y'all know how I get down. So we gotta talk about this stuff because it needs to be brought out. So the birth pains of the awakening. Now, y'all know how it was when the Most High first awakened you? You were like excited. Boy, I bet you wanted to pick up that phone and like call every pastor and be like, look, man, how come you didn't tell us about this truth? You've been preaching all these years and you ain't been saying nothing. You ain't even talked about Deuteronomy 28. You didn't even mention who we were as a people. I mean, man, and a lot of our people are just really excited to come into this truth. And I'm getting them all the time, come on my page. Hey, I've been in for like 2 months. I've been in 4 months. I've been in about a year. And, and I can speak for myself because it has been a great joy. But I've always known, even since I was little, there was something special about our people. I just knew it. I never believed in that old white Jesus they had on the walls, but I always knew it was something special about our people. And just the way we've been treated along the ways and what have you, which is something special about us. I mean, just the way we performed in sports. I mean, like we dominate the sports, entertainment, anything that we do, we put our hands to do and our minds to do. It's like we excel at it. And our people are some of the most smartest people on the face of the earth. And too many times we never get credit for the work we have done and for the accomplishments we have made. And they always take it, the heathens always take that and try to use it for themselves. Like they're the ones who created everything. Like they're the ones who came up with all these ideas. But it's totally the opposite. And why is it that you got so many heathens that love to stay out in the sun to try to get a tan when they can't, because all they do is just turn red? Why is it that they like to go to the clinics and get these melanin injections? Why is that? That ought to tell you something. Why is it that they want to get these lip implants to make their lips a little bigger, like our lips? You see what I'm saying? But yet, under their breaths, they call us niggers, all kind of stuff, coons, and they hate us. But yet, they want our features, they want everything that we got. See, that ought to tell you something, Zion. And if our own people realize that, and see, that's the problem. Is if the Most High were to reveal or to release the veil from our eyes and see what kind of people we really are, I'm telling you, every black person would be ashamed. Because if we knew the power that we had in us, we wouldn't be in this situation that we're in right now. And I mean, it's crazy. And let me tell you the reason for that. So if you got your Bibles, go ahead and turn to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And let's look at verse 48. And I'm going to tell you exactly the reason why we're in this situation and why we're so destroyed as a people. I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, you name it. We are completely destroyed. So let's look at this. Verse 48. It says, therefore shall you serve your enemies, which YAHUAH shall send against you in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. Now, if all the curses, as the Most High is reversing all the curses, this curse is still going to stand because we are still under the rule of our enemies. All right, so I want you to get what I'm saying here. So these curses still, yet even though we're keeping the laws, we're waking up, these curses still have limitations. This main one, we're going to continue to be under until the Most High comes back and delivers his people. Now I want you to look at this last part here. It says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he have destroyed you. Now, of course, we know that the Most High did not physically destroy our people during slavery, because we wouldn't be here today to testify of it. But when it says, he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he have destroyed you. See, when those chains came off, our people were completely oblivious to who they were, to who they are still today for the most part. Our language was stripped from us. Our heritage was stripped from us. So we lost everything. It's like we had to start over from scratch to becoming to learn who we are as a people. And see, that's why the situation that we're in now, we're just in a messed up situation. We're coming from a dead sleep, brothers and sisters. We're coming from a straight up coma. And now we're starting to wake up. The Spirit of the Most High is awakening his people. And, and he's been waking us up in phases and what have you. And we're waking up into all kind of things. And we're coming into this truth. But along with waking up into this truth, there's a lot of confusion that the Most High is working out right now. And see, many of you are getting discouraged about that. And I'm going to talk about that a little later. But see, I'm going to tell you how resilient our people are. Because just a little after 50 years, we had Black Wall Street. Now, mind you, it wasn't too long until the chains came off. But then like some 60 years later, you had Black Wall Street. Now you're talking about a people who were deprived of education, money, land, everything. Completely stripped away everything. And after 60 years or shorter, they came out and they were able to start Black Wall Street. Now you can't tell me that ain't resiliency. See, it's something special about us, brothers and sisters, that the Most High has instilled in us. And we haven't quite figured it out yet. But we're getting there. I'm telling you, it is something powerful about our people that the Most High has instilled in us. But the Most High Yah is working his mighty power in his people. And I'm telling you, everything that they have hidden from us is coming to the light. And there's still a lot more to be revealed, I'm telling you. As we get closer and closer to the day of YAHUAH, we're going to know the complete truth. And it's going to spill over. Go ahead and look up Zephaniah chapter 3. And let's look at verse 8. And it says, therefore wait ye upon me, says YAHUAH, unto the day that I rise up to pray. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with fire of my jealousy. Now, I'm always telling you that the Most High is destroying these wicked nations little by little, but he's gathering up the nations. And as he is revealing his truth to his people and awakening his people, the Most High at the same time is gathering up all these wicked nations who had a part in our captivity. And boy, he's getting ready to let them have it. Let's go to verse 9. Let's see what the Most High is going to return back unto us. It says, for then will I turn to the people a pure language, because our pure language have been lost through our forefathers' disobedience, but the heathens did forward the affliction. They made it a lot worse than what it was. That they may all call upon the name of YAHUAH to serve him with one consent. So in other words, we're going to all be on one accord, brothers and sisters. And see, what you're seeing right now, do not get discouraged, because a lot of you are making comments saying, hey, why is there so much confusion in Zion right now? Why is all these false doctrines floating around? Why is it that we're fighting amongst one another? How come we can't agree to be on one accord with the laws and the feast days? Well, let me tell you why. Because the Bible says that the wheat and the tares will grow together. And there you go, because that's what we're seeing right now. Not everybody who claims to be an Hebrew or an Israelite or whatever you call yourselves doesn't mean that everybody's being led of the Spirit who calls himself an Hebrew. That's just the bottom line truth. And the Bible also says that how can two walk together lest they agree? So what you're seeing is that the reason why you're seeing a lot of this stuff, a lot of this madness, confusion in Zion, is because you have people who have their own agendas, people who are not going off the spirit of the Most High. 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3 says it best like this: for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust. Y'all hear that? After their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers. What are we seeing all over YouTube? People are just choosing what teachers they want to listen to, whatever doctrines they want to listen to, having itching ears. So let me tell you a little something, and I've noticed this too, and I've been paying attention. You know, there's an audience for everything. Anybody can get on YouTube and preach some crazy doctrine, and guaranteed you'll get an audience for that. It doesn't matter what it is, you'll get an audience for that. If you want to teach some crazy off the wall stuff, you'll get an audience for that. There's always going to be someone who's going to listen and support that madness. I mean, that's just the truth. And that's what we're seeing right now. And see, and this is why you need to do these two things, Zion. All right, here it is. And this is one of the main reasons why we're experiencing all these birth pains in Zion, is because of the lack of this. 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show yourself approved unto Yah, a workman that needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Are we truly doing this, Zion? Are we truly checking up after everything that we read and see? You know, because if we were truly doing this, we wouldn't be caught up in so much confusion. Here it is again in Isaiah 28, and let's start with verse 9. It says, whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Verse 10, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. And see, Christianity is one of our biggest birth pains, because Christianity is a serious drug that has really damaged our people. And so our people are so used to, Christianity has made our people spiritually lazy. So spiritually lazy that we get so comfortable just taking somebody else's word for it, and then we bring it right into this truth. And it's the same thing over again. And that's why you see so many crazy doctrines floating around, is because people don't take the time to exercise their brains, the very thing that the Most High has given us, and put it into practice. There's a reason why the Most High gave us a brain. We shouldn't have no other man or woman thinking for us. That is not the way of the Most High. That's what these camps do. You know, you get in these camps, they don't want you to think for yourselves. They let the leadership think for you. But then if the leadership is in error, then everybody's going to be in error. Now you back at square one. You might as well go back into Christianity. And so Christianity has got our people so messed up. And this is like the biggest birth pain that we're experiencing in this truth, because you got all these Christians who are coming in. They're not making any changes. They don't want to change. They don't want to keep the laws. They just want to claim the name as an Israelite. So they becoming Christian Hebrews and bringing all that Christianity stuff along with them. So now it's getting all mixed up in that. And that's why we have to really dig and study for ourselves and test the spirits. And you see, the only salvation that you're responsible for is your own. And that's why it's important to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You can never go off the word of someone else. I don't care who they are. You know? And so another thing I'm noticing in this awakening is that, and I'm going to speak for myself because I don't know what you all see. I'm pretty sure you probably see the same thing, but I'm a big observer. And, I've been on just about every Hebrews page. I might not make any comments, but I know what a lot of these Hebrews are teaching and where their focus is going. And I don't like what I see for the most part, because this awakening has It's starting to turn into a gold rush. Yes, I said it. This awakening, the so-called awakening, is starting to turn into a gold rush. Everybody is just going money frenzy crazy. Now, Zion, I get it. Someone may need some kind of equipment, some software or something like that, maybe a computer or what have you, to do ministry. But see, here's my question on that and my challenge to any of you. Why would you want to use ministry as your main source of income? Because a lot of our people are starting to do it. I'm telling you, if you see what I see and what the Most High has revealed to me, you're going to see it differently. And that's kind of like what the ministers do. We've been tricked to believing that these churches, that these people who are just constantly robbing our people, that's okay. That's not the system that the Most High has set up for his people. It's not. And so I'm seeing some Hebrews that are starting to make ministry their main focus of income. Now, here's what I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with brothers and sisters making money. I don't have a problem with that at all. But what I do have a problem with is people taking the word of the Most High and then trying to package it up and then turn around and sell it to the saints. Now, this is the Most High's word. He has given his word to us freely. He has given his salvation to us freely, but it was paid through his blood. And so when we take all of this, we take his word, and I don't care how you try to package it up and try to justify it, you are selling the word. And so a lot of these people always have these donation things on their pages and what have you. Like I said, I understand people may need things to do ministry, but why would you want to make ministry the main focus of income? And then people got enough nerves to call it, well, a workman is worthy of his hire. That's not even talking about that. It has nothing to do with taking the Most High's word and reselling it back to the people. That's not a workman worthy of his hire. That's called pimping the saints. Now, a person that's worthy of his hire would be somebody like a plumber, somebody who has a profession, or who is a carpenter or electrician or a truck driver or a business owner. So if you want to make money, go out into the workforce and start your little business or something. We need more black-owned businesses. Too many of our people just taking the word and want to make some easy money from that, thinking they can just rob the saints. Then you might as well just become a Baptist pastor. Might as well become a Christian pastor then. Set up a church, because you'll make money. You'll make a lot of money if you want to start a church. I had a friend of mine tell me that, hey, if you want to really make money, go start a church. Go start a church. You'll make tons of money. You can get the 501c3, and you don't have to worry about none of that stuff. You can make so much money. You'll be making so much money, it'll make your socks roll off your ankles. I'm telling y'all, boy, it's crazy. And see, that's why you're not going to see no PayPal, no GoFundMe, no Patreon. And what is a Patreon? Y'all gonna have to explain that to me. I don't even know what that is. That's kind of the new thing that's going on now with a lot of Hebrews. You're not gonna see none of that on my page. My page is not even monetized. Y'all hear me? Because I don't play that shit. So if y'all want to get mad at me for speaking out on that, then y'all go right ahead, because y'all, like I said, y'all know how I give it. I give it straight and clean. And too many of our people are trying to pimp the saints. Some of them are doing it not intentionally, but then you have a lot of them who are doing it intentionally, and they know what they're doing. So say what you want to say, because I got scriptures to back it up. All right, Zion, so let me make something very clear. And I want you to know personally, I am not in no wise knocking donations. Let me repeat that again. I am in no wise knocking donations, because you got some sincere Hebrews out there who are using their GoFundMe and their PayPal to help other brothers and sisters in need. And because of some of you Hebrews that have your PayPal and your GoFundMe set up strictly to help other brothers and sisters in need, I've even donated to some of your causes because it was legit, it was honorable, and it was the will of the Most High. And I have no issue with that whatsoever. And those of you who are doing that, may the Most High bless you and keep you, because that is honorable, and you're using it to the will of the Most High. But then you have a lot of Hebrews out there who aren't doing that. They're not thinking about it. They're not thinking about nobody else but their own pockets. And that's what I'm talking about. People who just want to take the word and sell it to the saints. That's what I have a problem with. Again, I don't have a problem with Hebrews making money whatsoever. But when you take the words of the Most High and turn it around and sell it to the saints, even the Most High has an issue with that, because you're making merchandise of the Most High's people. And the Most High told us not to be beggars, and to take the word of the Most High and sell it to the saints, something that was given freely to us. That's begging. You're taking something for free that was given to us and selling it back to the saints. If you go to Wisdom of Sirach, chapter 40 and 28, it says, "My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg." Y'all hear that? It says, "For better is to die than to beg." The Most High takes that seriously. And you may be like, well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with getting paid off the word, everything? Because why would you take something free that was given to us from the Most High and turn it around and sell it to the saints? That's what these Christian churches do. They've been doing it for many, many years. And our people, unfortunately, have not caught on to it. And hopefully, our people will get some kind of sense and wake up and see what's really going on, because really it's our people who are, and it is the reason why Christianity still exists in today, is because of our people who are still constantly giving all their money to these churches. And if our people woke up, we could shut these churches down overnight. But unfortunately, you know what the scripture says about that. So our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And so now you have a lot of our brothers and sisters who are intentionally turning this awakening into a den of thieves. It says, "And said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves." And when you look around, that's what it seems like the awakening is kind of turning into. But don't worry, the Most High knows exactly what he's doing. The Most High has everything in the palm of his hand. So brothers and sisters, don't let this discourage you. You see all the crazy doctrines that are floating around. You see all the fighting. You see all the bickering. You see all the just not people being on one accord. Look, this was prophesied that this would happen. And it's happening right before our very eyes. And this is why you know the word of the Most High is so true, because it's being fulfilled right before our very eyes. And see, that's why you must worship the Father in truth and in spirit, and put your trust in no man. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Test every spirit. Study that word thoroughly. Don't just take anybody's word for it. And so another birth pain, brothers and sisters, that I'm noticing is that you have a lot of Hebrews who are trying to rush, on their terms, rush the Most High back to gather us up. But the Bible is clear. The Bible says that the Most High will come on his terms. He's not going to come on our terms. And nobody knows when that is. Now, if you go to Isaiah chapter 55, and let's look at starting with verse 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, says YAHUAH. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Now you have a lot of people who are stuck on this 2019. You even got some false prophets who are preaching that that we're going to be delivered in 2019. But you know what? They're contributing to Satan's will, and the people who lead the faith, their blood is going to be on their hands. So it's going to be on them. But you got so many people who are stuck on that, brothers and sisters. Look, the Most High is not bound by time. He is not bound by any dimensions. And he's definitely not bound by space. The Most High is so powerful and so wisdom filled that we can't even comprehend it. And this verse right here says it all. And Isaiah says it all. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. So we can't rush the Most High to come back, because the Most High is going to come back when he gets ready to come back. And so when he takes us through what we need to go through, all that's going to happen. The thing we need to do is occupy until he comes. We need to pray constantly, and we need to be ready at any time, because, we can leave our homes, be on the road, and y'all forbid, that'll be our last. We can get into an accident or something like that, and that'll be our last. And for us, that will be the close of judgment. So, brothers and sisters, we just got to be ready in season and out of season, no matter what. We can't be focused on a certain time frame, because that's how so many people get deceived. Over and over. Come on. Ever since we got over here, since the beginning of the 70s, I remember people have been setting times and dates and all kind of stuff, and it's like nobody's learned their lessons yet, but everybody still perceives that they know the mind of the Most High. But guess what? People are going to continue to be deceived, because the Most High is going to show you that nobody knows the time or day when the Most High is going to gather up his people. When the Most High scattered us to the four corners of the earth, he didn't say, hey, by the way, I'm going to scatter you, and then in 2019, I'm going to gather you all up, okay? No, he didn't tell us that. Go to Deuteronomy 4:27, because this verse alone destroys that crazy 400-year doctrine people are pushing. It says, and Yahuwah shall scatter you among the nations. It didn't just say the United States. It said the nations. And see, a lot of our people are just looking at it as slavery being in America, but slavery was worldwide. And it says, and Yahuwah shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahuwah shall lead you. And look at this, verse 28. And there ye shall serve Elohim, or other gods, the works of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. This is worldwide. Christianity is worldwide. Religion is worldwide, not just here in the United States. So our people are in this predicament right now, and there's no time frame for this. We don't know how long we're going to continue to be in this situation, but we do know that we're living in the last days. We do know from the word that the Most High is going to gather his people up, but we don't know when that's going to be. We can't put a time frame on that. But here's what we do know. We do know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt through the scriptures, that the Most High will gather his people up. Now, when that's going to be, we have no idea. And it says it right in Ezekiel 20 and verse 34. And it says, and I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries, plural, countries or nations, wherein ye are scattered. What did we just read in Deuteronomy 4:27? The Most High scattered. He said he would scatter us into the nations. And see, now here he's going to bring us out of the nations. So it was the Most High who scattered his people. It's going to be the Most High who brings us out. What makes you think that we're going to do it? If the Most High scattered us, that means that he's going to bring us back out to where we were scattered at. Read that last part again. He will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. So that means that when he gathers us, he's going to bring it. He's going to bring hell to the other nations. Now, we don't have the power to do that, and the Most High is clear. He says that he is going to do it. So brothers and sisters, we need to calm down, stop focusing on some date. Instead of focusing on some date, we need to focus on the Most High and these laws, and we need to be ready in season and out of season. That's where we need to be. Be ye always ready, because our lives are not promised to us. Tomorrow is not promised. So we have to think about those things too. So brothers and sisters, just stay encouraged. Don't let all this stuff you seeing in Zion discourage you. Don't let it discourage you, because it has to be brought out. And the reason why the Most High is allowing all this to happen is so that you can see see the wickedness for itself. Because even through our generations, through our forefathers, the same thing happened. The Most High allowed these wicked kings to exist so that the people could see the true wickedness of these kings. Our forefathers. One wicked king after another. One wicked king after another. It seemed like non-stop. And we weren't supposed to have kings. We had judges, but Saul and the people were like, hey, we want to be like the other nations. We want some kings. We want some man worship. We want some people bound down to us, and Israelites were never supposed to bow down to Israelites, and that's the way the Most High had it designed. But they didn't want the Most High's ways. They wanted to be like the other nations. And so you know the deal, Zion. You know what's going on. You see all the stuff around you. And all I'm saying is that look at everything for what it is. Test the spirits. And don't be too quick to accept just anything that anybody says. And we got to get out of that Christianity mindset, because it has made us very lazy, very lethargic, where we got to the point where we don't want to study in depth. We rather just take the word of somebody else and run with it. Don't work like that. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you with Revelation 14:12. Brothers and sisters, stay encouraged, and shalom, and stay strong.